Hello, folks. Coming to you from the Las Vegas Constable's office. In this broadcast, we're going to highlight some of the issues and questions that you, the viewers, have about the Las Vegas Constable's office.
Ross Goodman represents the Henderson Constable who's being sued by Bonaventura over turf wars. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you, John.
Now, this sounds almost comical to me. I'm sorry. You got these constables suing each other, Laughlin and Las Vegas. Bonaventura essentially sued your guys, saying they were infringing on his turf. And here's the problem, according to you. It makes it impossible. The constables can't remain within their jurisdiction. John Bonaventura is an elected official, right? That they don't have as much jurisdiction as they want over him. At least that's his argument, right?
Well, what's funny about that is Mr. Bonaventura sued not as a constable, but in his individual capacity. And he sued the Henderson Constable and Laughlin Constable in their individual capacity. So he's doing that, we believe, because there's no right of action. Another constable can't enforce saying that another constable isn't doing his job, and that's what he's doing right here. And that's why the Supreme Court, we believe, stayed the injunction, and now everybody's going back to normal, because common sense would dictate that if Henderson Justice Court will issue a writ of garnishment, more likely than not, the attachment or the garnishment is going to be in a different township. Nobody in Clark County really gives respect for the townships when you have service of process and writs of execution. Otherwise, it would come to a grinding halt.
This is like the Keystone Cops, though. I mean, this is very bizarre, Mr. Goodman. First of all, I should say we asked Mr. Bonaventura to come on tonight, and we were not successful, unfortunately. But last summer, in July, when this injunction first came down, John Bonaventura's office issued a news release, and this is something else. I got to read part of it. According to transcripts of this case, Jordan Ross, who's the constable of Laughlin Township, your client, I believe, went so far as to establish office space within Las Vegas Township to start a division of their agency called the, quote, Las Vegas Bureau. This move was widely regarded as misleading and a public safety issue. The words Las Vegas Bureau were embroidered on their uniforms, which were shockingly similar to Las Vegas Metro SWAT uniforms. Don't even get into the fact those guys being SWAT officers, mistaken for SWAT officers. The similarity of the uniforms used by the Laughlin deputies prompted Sheriff Doug Gillespie's office to order them to change their uniforms to prevent being mistaken for members of Metro. The court records also show, under the direction of Henderson Township Constable Earl Mitchell, Deputy Director Steve Kilgore solicited civil processing work from law offices and collection agencies located within the Las Vegas Township. Isn't there enough business in Henderson and Laughlin for these guys? These Laughlin guys have to come up, embroidered uniforms, look like SWAT officers to serve their the stuff up here? Come on. It is a beautiful thing already. I'm a uniter, not a divider. However, you decided you would do an interview with my friend Ray Hager, a great man from the Gazette-Journal. He wasn't sure about your relationship, so he talked to you. This is the second time he talked to you. When I told Collins I talked with Sisolak earlier in the week, Collins replied, "I'm sorry." Wow. When I asked what he thought about Sisolak running for governor, he replied, "You want something you can print?" Then he let loose with this zinger. He, meaning Sisolak, couldn't win the governor's race. That's the race. Here's what I think. I think Brian Sandoval is a bigger Democrat than Steve Sisolak is. You going to stand by those words?
Yes.
You are? Back it up.
I've served with both of them. I served with Brian in the legislature. I've served with Steve here. I've seen Steve while he's a regent, while I was a legislator, as well as a county commissioner. And Brian Sandoval, well, here's the 2 points I'll make very clear. A Democrat doesn't attack public employees. A Democrat doesn't attack collective bargaining, especially when they don't know very much about the contracts.
You're standing up for the union guys. Isn't that what's going on here?
No,
really?
here's what I'm saying, John. You got 3 camera guys there. If one of them's doing better than the other 2, you thank them for it. If the other one needs to step up, you go talk to them and step up a little bit. You don't brand them all as not doing their job. Actually,
one of them's a woman, and they're all great. I should tell you that right now.
She's
a plan to keep Sandoval governor. How about a plan to elect a Democrat as governor?
That's optionable.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, like who?
Who?
Yeah. Who?
Good question.
You don't think he can beat him, though?
No.
Why not?
Partly what we've already talked about tonight's one reason.
This constable issue.
For both your
I'm Henry
viewers.
Kissinger.
We're getting along for both your viewers, John.
That's very funny. They're both my viewers. That's a funny joke. You better hope there's more in rural Nevada. That's the only place you're getting votes. Anyhow, let's talk about constables. This thing is embarrassing. I talked to Mr. Goodman about their lawsuit. Are you guys going to abolish that office?
We're going to have to do something, John. I mean, it's just, I got a constituent complaint today that some of the constables a while back had towed the lady's car. Her husband's tools were in the car. They couldn't get the tools back, couldn't find the car. Nobody knows what happened to it. We get regular, besides the behavior, I've gotten regular complaints from constituents about the performance
You
of the
said
office.
something. Should it, and it doesn't make any sense to me, by the way, that they're elected officials in the first place.
Right.
Why not abolish the office, and then you guys can appoint people to serve the writs and all the other stuff?
I think that there probably either should be some criteria that you have to meet before you can run for the office, or else have the office appointed, and the commission could use those criteria to appoint someone. Clearly, you need law enforcement experience and expertise and understanding in order to function that office, and you shouldn't be able to get elected because you have high name ID.
Really? You think you should have criteria for running for county commission?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. Well, you've been around a long time. You've been in the legislature. You've been down here. Why are constables elected? Why not get rid of them and just appoint people?
Well, because then it becomes an appointment, a political appointment that says, hey, you call your commissioner because the constable come and served you with something. The commissioner says, hey, let it go, buddy.
But if they had minimum qualifications, as Commissioner Sisolak said, you could get good people to do it. You wouldn't have to worry about these crazy. You got constables from Laughlin putting Las Vegas Bureau and coming up here. You got John Bonaventura and Lou Tooman running the constable's office.
Lou Tooman.
Okay. You served with Lou Tooman,
Yeah,
didn't you?
both of those guys were there.
Yeah.
John, think about this. The best people that could serve this state don't run for a political office. They don't run to be an elected
So
official.
you're not the best person who could serve the county commission?
The majority of elected officials are not. And look at the legislature, banning hamburgers or banning this or taxing that or whatever. Go look at,
Are you guys going to abolish the constable's office or
I think
not?
we need to address it. I think
Stop saying you're going to do something to address it. Tell me something concrete. Would you vote to abolish that office?
I would vote to put it under the sheriff. I brought it up when Bobby G. lost the primary.
Longtime constable lost to Bonaventura.
Before John won that.
Right.
Okay. I brought it up then to our county management, and Chris G. was in support of it, but we couldn't convince enough other commissioners
What about
to put
it?
it on the
We're almost out
agenda.
of time. Let him weigh in. Why not? Will you vote to abolish that today?
As long as we can outsource the functions to someone else. It can't.
Putting it under the
just about-
sheriff? Does that make sense?
Well, the Sheriff's Civil Bureau has been decreased in size, considerably.
Well, he won't vote for him to have any money.
The Sheriff's Civil Bureau has gone down in size, so we'd have to do something in order to make sure that there is service to these
All right, Tom
documents.
Collins and Steve Sisolak, you guys going out for a beer together after this?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think, I can't work miracles. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on
John,
the
it's a
program.
pleasure.
Thanks,
Thank you.
John.
All right,
From all of us here at the Las Vegas Constable's office, thanks for stopping by. Be safe. We'll see you next time.